Well, hello everyone. Here to show you right here is the total solar eclipse for 2021 right here, and I'm not sure if anybody was able to look at that the one for like if it's 2000 for this year for 2017, but this right here is actually shows right here example right here of what I would assume about what the total solar eclipse would look like by the year 2024. And then you have right here is for a ring around the moon right here. And if we were able to see that, for a ring around the moon right here, have right here is the light right there. But then this right here is another example that I went and put together right here. I'll talk about the total eclipse, about the solar eclipse. And basically, yeah, that shine the light right there. And if we were to actually do the calculation, yeah, that I know the last video I posted up was actually showing as to where a little bit I want to make sure that it didn't get backwards here, but yeah, that there's not the light that comes through with these glasses right here. And I don't know if I could really show an example right here, maybe if anything just experiment around, but we see right there is that the light that's shining through these glasses right here. And it's basically the amount of light that's supposed to be coming through, because this picture right here looks like that it's the sun right there. It's the sun right there, but still that with the way that whenever we put the glasses on, that this is basically what we would see right here. And I know that like this year that I was not able to see all of the view is like to where what the eclipse would look like. So if anybody will warrant to where that that they were to look at the eclipse and just thinking about as to where that that they put the glasses on and then they would see something like this right here, to where it looked like a ring in the sky. And for anybody that if they've seen one, or maybe if they haven't seen one in the past, that they can maybe say that if they haven't seen one in 13 years, or maybe if it's been about at least maybe 7.5 years since they've seen an eclipse, during that time they might even say that the camera that they had was not able to catch all the details about for what it looks like in space. But anyway, but as a designer that I was working on this, doing some Photoshop work, because I'm mainly collecting some ideas from anybody who's seen it, or maybe if they just watched it on TV. And I know sometimes that if anybody were to say that if you just assume that it's like just watch it on TV and it's about the same thing, but really that depends on where you are and what you have just to be able to view the eclipse. And with the glasses though, that I know this year it seems like that they were telling everybody that there's glasses that you could buy, if you want to call them kind of like maybe bifocals, or if there's any other sources of design glasses, but with these glasses, I guess you say there's binoculars too that you could buy just to be able to make a viewing of the sun, during the eclipse, to make it easier just to be able to view. And you're just like warned to where that with most of the time to where that with these glasses though that there's special kind of glasses to where that they help you view the sun during the eclipse, just to see the sun going through the Earth's shadow. And you're basically like that you would think that maybe you would be able to see some of that with just by putting on regular sunglasses. But you had to have the special kind of sunglasses. You had to have the special kind of solar glasses, the special kind of solar glasses, just to be able to see that. And I can remember that it was a Saturday at night though that I was thinking about, like, that people were telling me that to go see it. I guess for whatever reason I thought it would start at 3 or 4 o'clock, but I started between the hours of 11:30 and noon, something like that. About maybe 10:45, something like that, between 10:45 and 11:30, something like that. Whenever the eclipse was coming around, and so that they would see something kind of like this right here, to where have right here is the shadow right here, and then as it were to be moving right over the sun right there. But talk about for the eclipse for 2021. So I used 2021 right here as example as to where for what we would expect to see the next eclipse. So it's like I 2021, or maybe if it's 2024. So probably about maybe next 3 or 4 years from now that you would see these eclipses. And you're just like wondering to where that does that mean to where that with these glasses though that and I know that that's pretty aggravating to anybody that if they're going to be maybe wanting to look at the eclipse, and then they see that that they have the glasses just to be able to see the solar, but then just like the eclipse of the moon. And I really don't know if those I guess that there are two different studies about how it works, but yeah, you got these glasses right here. Like, yeah, I didn't have them during the time, so that's one of the reasons. That's the main reason to why I missed the eclipse, was because I didn't have the glasses. But with these paintings right here, that the way I just designed them is to where you have the moon right there, look right there, and then you have right there is the eclipse for 2024. So yeah, these are just designs that I would have these up on my art store as well. But then you have right here is this example right here. So this right here that the way I went ahead and painted this is to where to make it look like a little bit like if the sun were to be forming, like, yeah, if that's supposed to be like a shadow right there. So yeah, if we can see maybe just some details, but really that in order to be able to get a good really, and that there would probably need to be light coming through, and I do one or two that in order to be able to get a good picture of the sun during the eclipse, that they would maybe say is to where that it would probably do some damage maybe to the lens to the camera. So they would maybe suggest as to where if anybody say that if you could you can go, I don't even know if they even make them for those special lenses for the cameras, to where if they got the solar powered captures, you would be able to fit those on the camera just to be able to get a good footage of the sun right there during the eclipse. And so now that with cameras nowadays, that you would think that those options would be built in. The cameras that we buy nowadays, you would think that they would have a lot of the standard options to where that you would be able to have the focus points, and then as well as different lenses that you could use if you're trying to capture moving objects, maybe the waterfall, or maybe if it's anything going on in the sky, maybe action photos, birds in the sky or something like that, interesting clouds, doing any sorts of photography type work. But if anybody will want to read it, one of your first ideas that you want to think about, doing any sorts of photography work would maybe be as like space images, and really that if anybody wanted to read it, are you mainly doing this activity just because that well, you missed the stars, you missed a meteor shower, or you missed the stars, or you missed the part where the moon was supposed to twinkle, that the moon was supposed to twinkle like a little star. So since you missed it, they say that maybe you would see something like that maybe on a Saturday night or on a Sunday, early Sunday morning, that the moon was going to twinkle, that the moon was going to twinkle. So you missed the part where the moon was going to twinkle. You missed the part where the moon was supposed to look like it's twinkling or something. So yeah, that if anybody were wanted to where that how often do you see that? Maybe this right here, yeah, if we could see this right here, that little stars, and if we were to hold the light at about right here, that maybe around the moon, that you can actually see little crystal stars right up there in the sky. Sometimes it's visible and sometimes it's not, and it seems like that you have to have the right telescope just to be able to capture all that. Or maybe if anything, just something on your camera. And I know with our mobile phones that you would be able to capture certain moments on a camera as well. But if anybody were to say that you talk to anybody who's may have seen the eclipse, and just thinking about we're able to get any footages of it, and then but I say that would be kind of hard to do. But anyway, especially that if you don't have the right protection lens, or your way up how to get a picture of it. But anyway, I have tried it before, looking at the sun with those glasses, and yeah, that sometimes that you just really have to hold the glasses properly, and just yeah, that make sure that you get a good view of the sun. And if anybody will say that, yeah, that, and yeah, the way I drew this right here, the way I painted this on design on Photoshop, that really that it would appear a little bit smaller. And if anybody wanted to wear that, in order to be able to get that up up close like that, I'm sure it'll probably say you probably need to work by a telescope, because really that anything that, such as what we call for anything that we see through the glasses, that you may not see it that large. So it's like, think about for a good view of the sun right there, and then you would see it at, like, say, like grapefruit shape or something like that. But anyway, talk about the ring. It looks like a ring in the sky, but talk about it there. It's like, for this is basically the work that comes from the best of my ability, for any ideas that I get from anybody, that you say if you missed the eclipse, then hey, that there are pictures that you could see even online, and maybe in the newspapers of some sort. But still, that understanding about, knowing about how eclipse works, and knowing about different photages for which you could capture with that. But other than that, thanks for watching, everyone, and have a great day.